Thank you, and hope you're having a good night. We went over Saturday night scores on Sunday. Here's that preview on that podcast. Steelers get the win over the Ravens. The backups did good for the Ravens, but they didn't come through at the end. Also, sack leader J.J. Watt got hurt, and he is out for the playoffs for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If they would make the play, and it would be announced that he would be out for extended time, would they make the playoffs is a question that will be answered in today's podcast. The Texans beating the Colts. More on that detail yesterday and also in our previous podcast from yesterday. Here's that link. The noon games. Let's start off with the Texans for the news on the playoffs. The Titans and the Jaguars. The Jaguars couldn't make the playoffs with a win as the offense looks luster and boring and has last four out of the last 5 games and 5 out of the last 6. In the first half, they were terrible. The Jaguars would take the lead after a field goal, but then the Titans would score a touchdown by Derrick Henry, an 18-yard touchdown to get him on the board. A Jags touchdown by Calvin Ridley got them the lead 10-7. Ryan Tannehill threw a 25-yard pass to DeAndre Hopkins after they got a field goal lead 14-10. An interception thrown by Trevor Lawrence. The drive started at the Jaguars 36. A 15-yard pass after the interception from Ryan Tannehill got him in the end zone. Big play. Tajah Spears got in for the 3-yard touchdown on a run. 21-10 was the score. Trevor Lawrence threw another INT, but Titans turned it over on downs. A field goal at the end of the half to lead 21-13. A field goal at the end of the half to make it 21-13. A 69-yard run to start the second half. Scored a touchdown for Derrick Henry. He is becoming a free agent next year. DeAndre Hopkins looked good. After losing 2 yards, he responded with a touchdown. It was 28-13. Another key turnover on downs by the Jaguars, but the Titans did not score. A key touchdown to make it 28-20. The Titans would throw another INT and turn it over on downs again. A punt, and another. A lot of missed opportunities for the Jaguars. Final score was the Jaguars were 0 of 3 on 4th down opportunities and turned over the ball 2 more times, so equivalent to 5 turnovers. Final score was 28-20 Titans, which means the Jaguars missed the playoffs and Pittsburgh is in. So you answered your question, but Pittsburgh will play Buffalo and will be in the 2nd seed. Buffalo and will be without T.J. Watt. The 5 seed will host the Browns. Browns and Texans meet up next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Cleveland favored by 3. A 5-4 matchup. Texans to host. The Buccaneers would win 9-0 over the clinched the division with only 3 points. The Panthers part ways with general manager Scott Frater and Frank Wyard was fired earlier this season. The Panthers finished worst record 2-15. As a result, the Saints game didn't matter, unfortunately, for the Saints because they dominated. Scored a tied at 7. Falcons and Saints were tied at 17 by the end of the first half, but the Saints outscored Falcons 31-0. David Carr goes for 264 and has a big touchdown day as he throws 4 touchdowns. Falcons turn over the ball 3 times, and Saints throw 0 interceptions, and Falcons throw 2. Quarterback Jameson Winston decided not to take a touchdown on a fake kneel. Falcons coach Arthur Smith was pissed and angry, and after the game he was fired. Falcons win 48-17. The Jets and Patriots game, it did not matter, but the future of Bill Belichick is still in question as the Jets beat the Patriots 17-3. He tells the team he will not move on to another position until he tells he is no longer allowed to be there. or he'll move to another position. That's what Bill Belichick said. There are a couple of reasons he did this. One, for the Patriots could trade him. That doesn't happen very often. But Robert Kraft would probably like to pursue it, as he could get a draft pick. For example, the Chiefs traded Herm Edwards for a draft pick back when they hired him. The other reason they could do it is because Bill Belichick wants his money, and he'll get his money if he's fired. Bengals, Browns did not play. Bengals and Browns did not matter. The Steelers, there will be a 4-5 matchup for the Browns as they matched up all playoff spot. The Browns did in the 4th seed. The Bengals missed the playoffs because of a bad string of 1-3 to start the season. The comeback came extremely hard when Joe Burrow got hurt. Joe Mixon got approximately $100K after rushing for a touchdown and going over 100 yards. Also, I think Jake Browning showed that he could be a starter somewhere next year. He threw 3 touchdown passes. The Bengals win 31-14. The Lions beat the Vikings soundly. The Lions bound Vikings soundly as looking for a second seed. Not get that would be answered later if they get that. But Emmanuel St. Brown had 114 yards. Goff had 377, 7 receptions and a touchdown, rounding up 21 yards in a reception. Jared Goff threw 320 and 2 touchdowns. Nick Mullins plays very good with 396 yards, but the problem is he threw 2 INTs and 2 touchdowns. Vikings never led. 30-20 was your final score. The 4:25 games will go over the Chiefs at the very end. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals, and that wouldn't matter as they won 21-20 over the second worst team in football. And the Seahawks kicked a winning field goal to win over the Cardinals 21-20. As it was, though, the Bears lost to the Packers, which knocked the Seahawks out of the playoffs. Packers quarterback Jordan Love was great. He delivered 316 yards and 2 touchdowns. Packers running back was also good. He had 22 carries for 112. And for the Packers wide receiver, Jalen Reed had a touchdown and 4 receptions. So all of their core running back, wide receiver, and quarterback all played well. He also had Jaden Reed did a 15-yard catch. No announcement has been made on Matt Eberflus coaching future for the Bears. The Eagles would lose the second seed as Jalen Hurts got his finger hurt. The Eagles Marcus Mariota, former Titan and former Oregon National Championship, only had 148 after Jalen Hurts got hurt. Here's a picture of his thumb, finger. X-rays are negative, so I do expect him to play. Taylor showed up with a good performance as backup quarterback, goes for 1 touchdown and 297 and 1 INT. Saquon Barkley plays well. Doesn't have a big day, but he had 2 touchdowns on the day, 27-10. The problem was for the Eagles, they found themselves in a hole at the end of the half, 24-3. The Eagles, after the loss, go 1-4 in their last 5 games. Cowboys destroyed the Washington Commanders. Dak Prescott, who Stephen A. Smith says he's the best quarterback, that will be in discussion. He'll be in discussion for tomorrow. Prescott had 4 touchdowns. Sam Howell, however, threw 1 touchdown and 2 INTs. Wide receiver CeeDee Lamb goes for 98 and had 13 receptions and 2 touchdowns. 38-10 was the final. Rams and 49ers clinched the playoff spot. Game didn't matter. 49ers are the number 1 seed. Rams are the 6th seed. Broncos and Raiders didn't matter at all as they were deleted from the playoffs last week, and then the Chiefs won over the Bengals. The Broncos won 27-14. Final, Raiders are looking for a new head coach. The Broncos will have to decide, I'm afraid, between Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. After sitting Russell Wilson, the Broncos teammates and Russell Wilson were not very happy either. That was according to ESPN. It will be one or the other, my guess. More on Chiefs Chris Jones and some videos. Tune in for that. We'll go live. Chargers had 4 field goals, but at the end, Butker delivers to get the game-winning field goal. No stats very big. McCole Hardman does play well, though, in his return for the Chiefs and shows that he's a better player than MVS. He should start in the game. 6 catches for 77 yards. Blaine Gabbert had a couple of rushes that were key. Chiefs win 13-12. And more on the Sunday Night Football game. Sunday night was a classic between the Bills and the Sunday Night Football to decide the AFC North. On the first drive, the Bills would throw an interception. On the first drive, both teams would throw an interception. A punt, an interception again thrown by the Bills. A touchdown finally responded by the Miami. It was a 25-yard throw that got completed for a touchdown. The Bills would tie it at 7 on a 2nd and 6. 6 yards as Josh Allen threw a short middle pass for 6 yards. A 14-7 lead was taken after Tua Tagovailoa threw a 3-yard pass to Tyreek Hill, former Chief. The Bills would go 10 plays. 1st and 10 from the 11. Josh Allen would throw a short middle pass but did not get in. That would be a key, or looked like a key play of the game. A punt to start the second half. A punt by the Dolphins. A fumble by the Bills. And then to start the fourth quarter, a punt return that was huge. A 96-yard run. He was fast and blazing down the field. Jake Bailey scored as D. Hardy scored a 96-yard touchdown all the way to the house. What a speedy play that was. A punt, 14-14 was the score. A touchdown would give the Bills a lead as Josh Allen throws a pass to Knox, one of the best tight ends in football as of right now. A punt, 21-14. A turnover on downs. And another interception thrown by the Dolphins. 21-14 was the score. Final. And the Bills clinch the AFC North. Stats. Josh Allen had a risky night, but a great night as well as he had 359 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 INTs. Josh Allen has a big 13-yard to be a key play in the game on a 3rd and 13. Kiki Charlie goes 6 for 105. Stephon Diggs goes 7 for 87. Shepard and Knox score the touchdown. Dolphins Tua Tagovailoa goes 17 for 27, just 173, and 1 touchdown and 1 INT, and 2 INT. And Tyreek Hill is the biggest receiver for the Dolphins, 7 receptions for 82 yards only. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. Bills win the division.